Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy, my channel is Finding Value. Today we're going to do a daily technical analysis update of gold and silver. We're going to see what the dollar's doing, 10 years doing, all the precious metals, some ETFs, and some individual companies to gauge what this sector's doing. And again, this is just my financial opinion. Please don't use it as advice or anything like that. It's just my opinion. So let's dive in, and I'll give you my financial opinion on what's going on in the sector real time. So here we go. So first we're going to look at the dollar and gold. And one thing I want to point out here is that these charts look very similar. Gold went up with the dollar going up, and that's good. It's showing relative strength. It's basically almost breaking apart from the dollar index. So the dollar index was up 0.21% today. Gold was also up 0.62%, and the dollar going up 0.21 is a relatively strong day. I mean, it's medium strength to the upside. And gold was, I would say, medium strength to the upside as well. So gold's kind of bucking that trend, and I think it looks pretty strong. Looking at the dollar from a medium-term perspective, we're coming up in this pattern here. This is delayed a day. It was up to 93.80 or so right here. So it is still within this pattern. It has not broken to the downside yet. And then we've got the 10-year yield. And this, remember, this is the yield or interest rate. So the rates are increasing, and we're in an increasing interest rate environment right now. They've been going up. We were down today, but I think this is a short-term pullback in an upward move. I do suspect that the 10-year yields will continue higher with the inflation that we have. Now, looking at gold, I put a line in there that's at 1837. That's the next target for it. And I think if we can close above 1837 and close up there, that we are creating a new high. That, I think, will be the line in the sand to break, is that 1837 mark. But we've got a good buying pressure. We're moving on up. We're trying to head our way towards breaking 1837. Silver looks a little bit better. We broke its downtrend line. It's been moving on up. We're contracting a little bit, little wick at the top. We could pull back a little bit before moving higher, but overall, the trend is, I think, higher in silver, and with that downtrend being broken. So it looks pretty good. And I'm not going to rule out a little bit of a pullback here if we get one, but I wouldn't be afraid of it. We're still breaking the downtrend line, and I think we're starting a new uptrend. Platinum looks the best of the bunch. We broke the downtrend line here. We have a bullish engulfing here, so we traded sideways where the buyers equal the sellers, and then we opened lower and closed higher. I think platinum's probably going to head higher. So we broke the downtrend. Everything looks good. We're getting bullish signals on platinum. I like platinum a lot. It's the cheapest metal on a ratio basis to all the other metals. This is the metal that I've been accumulating in this area down here, and I've accumulated it before. So I think platinum is good to go in my opinion. And copper here, we broke the downtrend line here, broke it, pulled back, and I think we're going to start to head on higher here any point now. So that one also looks good. Now looking at some of the ETFs, this is a GDX ETF. You throw a trend line in here, and I think that this looks pretty good. We broke the trend line. Now, is this thing going to pull back a little bit? It could in the next couple of days or so. This could, I mean, it looks like we're coming into some pressure here, some selling pressure. That's why we have black candlesticks where it opens up and closes lower, opens up, closes lower. It wants to kind of almost pull back a little bit, and then I think we'll head on up in an uptrend type fashion. Looking at GDX from a little bit bigger picture view, I threw two lines in there. This one I didn't quite finish, but it looks like, you know, somewhere in this region there. So we've got a support line underneath it here. We have another support line coming through here, and we bounced off this support line. So that's what it looks like on a big picture view. Looking at SILJ, we've got a downtrend line that's been broken. We're moving on up. It looks pretty solid to me. Yes, we could have up and down days, but it's going to be in an upward trend fashion, it looks like. Looks good. SILJ in a longer term perspective, I tried drawing stuff through here. The only thing I'll comment is we've got good buying pressure, small leak off of sellers. Good buying pressure, small leak off of sellers. So I think overall we're going to head higher in SILJ by looking at the buying pressure versus selling pressure and how long it took for this to really explode upward. And this downtrend's broken on the near term. We saw that back here. So I do think we're going to head on higher. EXK and individual companies looking fantastic. Good, strong closing today, 4.9%. I think we're going to continue on upward in an upward trend fashion. Franco-Nevada, downtrend broken. I think we're going to, this may pull back in the short term a little bit, but upward movement, uptrend. Same with Sandstorm Gold. This looks very strong. We've got big buying pressure through here, small selling pressure. It's right above support. I think eventually this will resolve itself upward. We may have a down day tomorrow or something, but it's going to move on up. Looks good. And Hecla Mining looks really, really good to move on higher. So that one looks is fantastic as well. Discovery Silver putting in the work, 15.6% up day to day. This little trend line's been broken. I think we're going to slowly move on up, or fast, maybe. Now here's Koyo Silver. I'm just switching the views on some of these to see what the big picture view looks like. There's your downtrend line break. I think this is a low risk area to enter right here to move on higher. So that looks really good to me. I actually purchased it on this day right there. I don't know. I got lucky and caught the bottom. I bought it like 84 cents or something like that. Newmont's looking really good. Looking at how this is kind of forming here. I'm going to just go all the way to the top here, and it's kind of formed this little descending wedge pattern. And we broke to the upside, so I think we're going to continue to move on higher over time. So that looks good. I'm looking at Barrick Gold on a kind of a bigger picture, long-term view. Yeah, it broke to the downside, but we're heading on higher. Let's see if this holds. Holds meaning we continue the uptrend move. Let me see if we can draw a trend line through here on the way going down. We've got, we can contact that one. This one here is kind of where we're at. And then you've got a line through here. Then if I put it here, this guy's broken there. So we broke this downtrend line. We got a little bit of resistance that we're trying to break through on some of these. Let's hope we can continue the upward momentum. Here's EMX royalty. Let's throw a downtrend line here. You can see that one broke. So that one's looking pretty good to move on. Hopefully higher here. Noah's down today, but we're above the trend line, barely. So hopefully we can gain some momentum here and not roll over. And Yamana Gold. And I'm taking some of, short-term view, long-term view. You can kind of hit the tops of these. We haven't broken that yet. And we've got another kind of secondary line down here where we've broken that one. So that one's, it's putting in work. It's getting through some of these resistance lines. It got through that one. We have another one above it that we're going to have to try to break through. And then once we break through all those, I think it'll be a little bit smoother sailing. So that's what I've got for today in gold and silver. If gold can continue its momentum, silver and platinum look good. These look good. So I'm just waiting for gold to break that 1837 mark. That's the line in the sand. It breaks that and starts to move on up. I think you're going to see some speed pick up on the mining companies. I think they're going to go up at faster paces once we break that resistance level and close above it. Closing above it is important. It's not just going up, doing a head fake and coming back down. We need to close and be strong above that. Close above 1837. So that's what I've got for today. Where I would be buying, in this area, I like physical platinum and silver. Those two would be good. Some of these silver companies, I bought some in it last week, or maybe it was the week before. Sometime recently, I bought some silver companies. They still look good too. So I wouldn't be adverse to adding a little bit in there. If you guys like the content, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And thank you for listening. This is Finding Value.